If the colleagues, I believe that's Tala, one of her colleagues that has worked with her, I believe, one of her residents. He has been, I'd like to personally thank him, although he was corresponding with one of our church members, but he was instrumental in sort of liaising with her workplace and her colleagues. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Bilal Abu. I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Mervat Waba as a neurology resident for the past 4 years. I would like to speak on behalf of the residents in the neurology department, which Dr. Waba was an irreplaceable part. If you knew Dr. Waba, you knew she had a real passion for teaching. We believe that teaching her students and her residents brought her real joy. Her door was always open for us. It didn't matter what time of day it was, or even if she was actually on service working. She would always come to our side if we needed help examining a patient, or sit with us to teach us about any topic we had any questions on. Dr. Waba was truly the most selfless person I've ever met. You could ask any member of the neurology department, whether student, resident, or faculty, and they could tell you a story about how Dr. Waba went the extra mile to help them. I will not, and this is a story on behalf of one of our residents. I will not forget the time last winter when Dr. Waba came to my aid. It was a cold night around 2 a.m. when I was called to see a critically ill patient. Unfortunately, I could not reach the neurology attending on call for help. With nowhere to turn, I called Dr. Waba for help, who was not even on call at the time. Instead of being upset at me being woken up at 2 a.m., Dr. Waba was happy to help. At the end of the phone call, Dr. Waba offered to drive to the hospital to see the patient with me. Despite me telling her that I would be okay, she must have heard the stress in my voice, because by the time I arrived back at the bedside to check on the patient again, Dr. Waba had already driven to the hospital and was treating the patient. That was the kind of person Dr. Waba was. Some other stories that we heard from previous residents, they tell us about the time where they rounded with Dr. Waba on her service, pushing her on a wheelchair because of an injury she had to her foot. A student once told me that she missed the lecture that Dr. Waba gave one time, and Dr. Waba gave her a call and went over everything on the phone with her. She showed me a 5-hour conversation with Dr. Waba, just going over everything she missed. To us, she was not only a teacher, but also a friend. She helped countless lives, and her teachings reached thousands of future physicians. She not only made us better doctors, but better people, and we will never forget her contribution to our lives. It is because of this that we are happy to announce we are nominating Dr. Waba for a teaching award to be created in her honor at the University of Tennessee. And to Dr. Waba, you have worked so hard your entire life to make this world a better place, and you did just that. Words cannot describe how much we will miss Dr. Waba. Rest in peace. On behalf of Dr. Alexander, our department chair, I met Dr. Waba several years before I came to Memphis, when she spent a week rounding with me at the University of Alabama in Birmingham. It became very clear that she was a constant learner, and later I saw that through her entire career. Personally, I have not met many people so selfless and ready to sacrifice her own time and resources to teach students, residents, and fellows like Mervat. She set an example of a teacher and a truly Christian human being. I wholeheartedly support creating of a teaching award in Dr. Mervat Waba's name. These are a few words on behalf of one of her medical students. Dr. Waba's selflessness and dedication to her students is an example I will try to emulate for the rest of my career. She has enabled and inspired future generations of neurologists by compassionately providing for her students. She not only provided textbooks and reflex hammers out of her pocket, but would dedicate her time to helping students improve. Leading up to my examination at the end of my clerkship, Dr. Waba went through questions with me for nearly 20 hours over 3 days. My second clerkship was neurology after taking 5 years out of medicine to finish my dissertation. It was difficult adjusting, but with Dr. Waba's help, I was able to succeed on my clerkship and subsequent electives in neurology. Her patience and expertise provided me with the tools I need to perform well during the last 2 years of medical school. Largely due to Dr. Waba's tutelage and example, I was able to appreciate the field of neurology so that by the end of my clerkship, I decided that I would spend the rest of my life studying the field. I know that I cannot possibly be as caring or compassionate, nor can I be as knowledgeable as Dr. Waba. But because of her example, I will try every day to meet the example she set.
Thank you to everybody that has contributed to this. That was very